Good morning everybody and welcome. My name's Lindy Smith and today I'm going to be showing you how to make chocolate drips. Now it's something I started doing about a year ago. I started seeing all sorts of examples on the internet. I thought I must have a go at that. So I did quite a bit of experimenting. First of all I did a standard ganache, and what I found was, although it looked beautiful when I first started, a day later they looked a little bit dull and uninteresting. So I experimented, did a little bit of research on the internet as well, and tried different recipes. So I changed the proportions of a standard ganache, which I will post up later, a link to the blog post that's got that recipe for you. And I also changed the cream, because my recipe is the same proportion of chocolate to cream, and I changed it to try butter because that was some of the recipes I found on the internet. But they still didn't work. In fact, they got worse. So what I then found was the secret ingredient. And the magic ingredient was actually glucose syrup, which I've got a pot of here. We've already got a few hellos and good mornings. Debbie says hi, Lindy, and Tracy is also online saying good morning. Sandra is saying good morning as well. And Linda says looks amazing. Thank you very much for commenting. It's lovely to know that you're on here with me today. I'm talking about chocolate ganache and how to make drip cakes. So what I'm going to do is explain how to make the chocolate, and then I'm going to do a quick demonstration, providing my chocolate hasn't set too much. So we'll see a little while. So the idea is to give you a quick demonstration and to talk about these little cakes, but obviously this can be done on a large cake as well. So if you've got any questions or comments, then please do pop them online and I will do my best to answer them. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need some chocolate. Now I use these little chocolate cullets here. Hopefully the camera can pick those up. Those. And you're going to need some cream. And my pot of cream is there. And then the magic ingredient to make this work is the glucose syrup. The proportions are equal of cream and chocolate. So to cover a little mini cake like this, I've melted 50 grams of chocolate, 50 grams of cream, or 50 millilitres of cream. They weigh the same. And then I've put a tablespoon of the glucose into that. So that's the proportions you need. If you're obviously making larger quantities of ganache for a larger cake, you need to multiply up the glucose, obviously. So what you do is you melt them. Now you can do it the old-fashioned way by boiling the cream and pouring that over the chocolate, or you can use a microwave. And I've been using my microwave this morning, so just pop these out of the way and I can bring in the melted chocolate that I did earlier. Here we are, hopefully you can see this. So we've got melted chocolate, cream and glucose. So the glucose makes it a lot more gloopy than it would be if it was just just cream and chocolate. Now it's very important to get the consistency right when you're pouring. So I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to talk about that. Now the examples I've got here, you've got this one which has got the drips are much finer and these ones are thicker. What you'll find is as the chocolate cools, then you get the thicker drips, and if it's warmer chocolate you'll get the thinner drips. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pop the camera. We've got a question from Milan saying, anything written as I'm hard of hearing? Yes, I will pop this up on my blog afterwards, so give me 24 hours or so to write it up for you. I will do that, and then you'll have a written reference. I tend to do that with these Facebook Lives. I tend to, once I've done them, pop them up onto the blog. So you've got a written copy, and also for those that like to watch video, you've got it on video as well. Depends how you learn. Everyone's different. So I'm going to flip the camera. You can have a closer look at this chocolate and the little cake that I'm going to be covering. Okay, just bear with me while I flip the camera. And hopefully you'll see a bowl of chocolate. Here we go. So that's the chocolate. There we are. As you can see, it's beautifully shiny, and that's because of the glucose that's inside it. Just pop my camera up over here. Whoops, everything's moved around a little. There we are. So this is the little mini cake that I've got. What I've done actually is to wrap it in sugar paste. So this all the way around the outside is sugar paste. You can obviously cover your cake with either, say, white chocolate ganache or you can cover it with buttercream. And the advantage then is that you can freeze them so that when you pour your chocolate on down the sides, they stay in place much quicker. But I tend to like using the sugar paste version, but it's entirely up to you which you do. So I'm just going to bring you another tip in here, which is to test out your chocolate, because I find if I just put that straight onto my cake now, I don't know if it's too thick or too thin. So what I tend to do is I'll bring this in, is I experiment on a mug. So ooh, can I fit this in? This is just a mug from my kitchen, and I've just been trying it out. So what I'm going to do now is just stir my chocolate, which I will bring in here. And I'm just going to try this out on my mug, so I know what sort of a drip I'm going to get. Now, because it's been sitting here a while, I'm going to get quite thick drips. Can you see? But I haven't got my microwave near me right now, so on this cake that I'm going to decorate now, it's going to have quite thick drips. But obviously, if you were trying this out and you thought, oh no, that's a little bit too thick, you just pop it back in your microwave and make it a little bit warmer, and then the drips will be thinner. Does that make sense? Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? I do hope so. Right, let's move that out of the way and bring the little cake back in. There we go. Put it in the, try and put it in the centre for you, and bring the chocolate in here. Oops, there we go. So I'm going to start popping this on the top. So I've got a little teaspoon here because I'm only doing this on a mini cake. If you were doing it on a larger cake, you'd probably need to like pour some on top first. And what I'm going to do is just pop some on here. So this is getting slightly thick. And I'm going to start now. It's on the edge. I'm going to encourage it to go down the side like that. And I'll move some over here and encourage the next one down. Now, if you want to add more, that one hasn't gone very far, so I can then just add more chocolate in, and then you get another drip going down. And I'll better do it this side. I think the camera might be a little bit dark that side, so I'll do it this side where the light is. Okay, and I'll get some more chocolate. Now, obviously, you can let it go halfway down. You can let it go all the way down. I've seen some wonderful cakes where they're really tall cakes and they let them go all the way down. Another thing I've seen is where people have done drips going down one way. They then flip the cake over, then done drips again on the other end. So you've got them meeting in the middle. So you've got ones that defy gravity almost, and ones that come up to meet them, which is like a stalactite type idea. Okay, so you just keep doing this until you've gone all the way around the cake. Tracy's asking a question, where can we purchase a glucose powder from, please? It's actually a liquid. Let me bring it in and show you. We do have it on our online shop, but you can get them in the supermarket, I think, glucose. Let me just, if I move the chocolate out of the way, hold on. Let me just bring that in. Can you see? It's a clear, gloopy liquid. It's a bit like honey to look in viscosity. I haven't got a spare spoon, so I can't actually show you. Well, actually, what I could do is pour it on. Can you see it coming? So it's like a thick, gloopy sugar, basically. Does that help, Tracy? I hope so. But you can buy it in all sorts of different places. It's used in lots of different things. I know, but I think the supermarkets have them. So hopefully that helps. What I'm going to do now is to flip the camera back again. Can you see how shiny all that is? Obviously, I haven't quite finished it. And what I would do is probably let that set before I add the decorations on. So what I'm going to do is bring my other cakes in, and you can see how I've decorated them. Now, obviously, there's lots of different options for decorating. And I know people do all sorts of different things, but I just use some simple moulds and some chocolate truffles on this one. And again, more simple moulds on there, and some little pearls, sugar pearls. So that's all I've done. A lot of people use like macaroons, and they use cake pops and all sorts of different things. The one that I'm going to finish doing afterwards, I'm going to put a little butterfly on, I thought, because I thought that was rather nice. I've just seen the first butterflies of the season. So I thought a butterfly would be brilliant. So I'm just going to flip my camera back to me. Tracy's saying, great, yes, thank you. So that's, oh, it won't flip. Come on. There we are. We've flipped back to me again. So there's all sorts of options that you can do with drip cakes. And I think it's really, really fun. And they're very quick. I've often done them as a pudding where I've made like a chocolate dessert, and then I've dribbled the chocolate over the top as well, and then add lots of fresh fruit on, like raspberries and red currants and things, and that looks really attractive as well. So it's not only just for sugarcraft, you can do it on other things. And I just love doing it. And of course, I absolutely adore chocolate. So for me, it's a great option, and it's quick. And when you're, you know, stuck for ideas and you've got to do something really quickly, I think chocolate drips, they look so yummy, don't they? I hope you agree. Okay, if anyone's got any questions, I will pop on afterwards. And as I said earlier, I will put this up on my blog and give you the recipe, the proportions for the drips that I have discovered works best. Right, Julie's asking, I'm loving the drip cakes. I have boys in my family and they love these cakes, covered in their favourite chocolate and sweets. Easy cake for boys. It is a fantastic cake for boys. I totally agree, Julie. My son loves them. And the more sweets on there, the better. And I like Maltesers, so I like to put Maltesers on mine. But you know, you can choose for the person's favourite sweets, can't you? And you can put a bit of colour in there. And wafer paper works really well. If you want to make wafer paper flowers, the chocolate doesn't melt the wafer paper, so you could add that on top as well. And they're quick flowers to make. I'm just seeing what else. Leanne says, how do you get the chocolate shiny? Aha, you'll have to watch the video again after I post it. But it's glucose. You add glucose to the mixture. And we've got a question, can you use corn syrup instead of glucose? I think you possibly can. I'd use the thick one though, because the glucose is very thick. Give it a try. Because I'm in the UK, I don't have corn syrup. I tend to have the glucose. But give it a try and see. What you need is something to keep it shiny, because as I said at the beginning, I found using standard ganache, after a little while, it just looks dull and uninteresting, and I love the shine. Now these were actually made last year, and they're still shiny, which I think is lovely. Okay, I'm going to sign off now, but if you've got any questions, do pop on ask me, and I'll pop on and answer them the best I can. And if you've got ideas and things you'd like me to explain another time, then do let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.